Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, I want to discuss a topic that's critical for India and its future. Chinese withdrawal. Let's get right to it. Even if we may sometimes have to work with Pakistan, China is one country India should never trust, especially as long as it's not a democratic state. Now, there's big news from Ladakh. In areas like Depsang and Demchok, both Indian and Chinese troops have completed the process of disengagement. Temporary structures have been dismantled, and defense equipment and military vehicles have been sent back to base camps. The media is giving this a lot of attention. But let's be real, this isn't a sudden friendly gesture from China or a sign that they suddenly want peace with India. The truth is, it's India's strong defense that's forced China to step back, at least for now. Just a decade ago, India was lagging about 30 years behind China in terms of border infrastructure. To give you some perspective, in 2013, our defense minister even said that India's policy for the Chinese border had been to keep it underdeveloped, with no real infrastructure. Meanwhile, China had been ramping up its infrastructure along the Indian border since the 1980s, which would have made it easy for them to deploy troops if needed. It wasn't until after 2014 that India really started building up infrastructure along the Chinese border, and China was not happy about it. They provoked us, tried claiming Indian territory, and even instigated the 2020 Galwan clash in Ladakh. We lost 20 brave Indian soldiers in that incident, but the way India fought back left China shocked. Reports indicate that China lost between 35 and 50 soldiers in that clash. Since then, India has rapidly developed infrastructure along the border. Right now, we have around 65,000 Indian soldiers stationed along the Ladakh border. Tanks, artillery, everything is there, ready and waiting. Previously, our nearest airbase was in Leh, a good 250 kilometers from the Chinese border. But now, we're completing a new airbase in Nyoma, just 50 kilometers from the border, and it's set to become the world's highest airbase. Before this infrastructure upgrade, if there was a conflict, India would have to bring troops all the way from Chandigarh, a process that took at least 4 days. And because of altitude and weather conditions, getting soldiers to the border used to take time and effort. But now, with these infrastructure improvements, we've got 65,000 troops right at the border, fully equipped with tanks and all necessary support from the Indian Air Force. India's border preparedness, plus the battle-hardened experience of Indian troops on the Pakistan and Kashmir fronts, means China is now truly concerned. In fact, let's not forget that in the Galwan Valley clash, China attacked unarmed Indian soldiers who were there for a peace dialogue. But our Bihar regiment fought back with such strength that China had to retreat. China understands that provoking India will lead to a powerful response. Additionally, with China's weakening economy, they're less eager to stir up more conflict. However, that doesn't mean we can trust China. Even now, they're trying to interfere with India's infrastructure projects along the border, and there's evidence of this if you look at the protests in Ladakh. Currently, India is in the final stages of constructing large tunnel roads near the border, which will soon allow year-round access to Ladakh. Right now, this area is cut off for nearly 3 months each year. But by next year, when we open up Galwan Valley to tourists, it will be clear just how much strength India has gained at the border. Let's remember history. Back in the 1960s, we had the India-China bye-bye sentiment, and yet, China attacked us. In 2020, they tried something similar, attacking under the pretense of peace talks. But unlike in the 1960s, the India of 2020 was prepared, and China saw that firsthand. But make no mistake, they may try these tactics again. Trade may continue, talks might happen, and the borders may stay calm, but we cannot let our guard down or trust China, not for a second. India also needs to plan for other potential scenarios. For instance, if we open doors to friendship with China, it might keep the US from pulling any unexpected moves that could hurt us. With China's ambitious dreams of global dominance now largely abandoned, they're focused on finding new markets. And for them, India is that perfect market. But this is where India has to be careful. We cannot let China do anything that would weaken our industries. So, what are your thoughts? Drop them in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found this discussion valuable. Let's stay informed and alert. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.